In this Q&A, we're going to answer, do people in the Philippines know how to speak English? Will my staff contact me on the weekend and ask for extra money to pay for their surgery? Fair enough. And do you engage in or are you involved in any slave labour? David Judge from Affordable Staff, and welcome to our raw Q&A session around outsourcing. We've created these series of videos for businesses that have considered outsourcing and that have genuine questions or concerns that they need answered. The format is 3 questions and 3 answers based on our over 250,000 hours of outsource experience. Now, today's questions, I have to say, are a little more direct than usual, so yeah, let's go. Let's get into it.
Do people in the Philippines know how to speak English?
Okay, there are approximately 175 languages within the Philippines, and the 2 official languages are Filipino and English. Now, when we visit the Philippines in our office, and we go and visit the local schools and universities, we always notice that there are signs everywhere that say English only, please. Now, as an interesting side note, Spanish was actually the national and official language of the country for more than 3 centuries under the Spanish colonial ruling, and then following the American occupation of the Philippines, the use of Spanish declined gradually, especially after the 1940s. So to answer your question, yes, they know how to speak English.
Will my staff contact me on the weekend and ask for extra money to pay for their surgery?
Okay, if you're employing a contractor that works directly for you and not under a corporation, then there's a chance they may actually call you asking for extra money for different things. Now, when we actually first started outsourcing, we had this exact issue with a team member that contacted a client as they wanted to move to Singapore and have someone pay for their cosmetic surgery. Now, this is when we were running under Odesk, which is now Upwork, now that they've all merged together. So yes, it may actually happen depending on the relationship you have with your team member and the actual structure you have in place. Now, by structure, I'm not talking about a company in Australia or employing a person in another country like the Philippines. I'm specifically talking about a corporation or a registered business that you have set up in the country that you're actually operating in, and for us, which is the Philippines. Now, if you have the structure in place, as we do, then you can have all of your team on legally binding employment agreements and legally binding non-disclosure agreements, meaning they'll be in breach of that agreement if they were to do something like that, like ask you for money for their surgery. Now, with that in mind, since we've employed our team under our Philippines corporation, we cover their health, medical, holiday, sickness, etc., as well as offering a competitive salary package, and as a result, we haven't experienced that issue. And I mean, furthermore, like if you're, depending on what your actual infrastructure is for employing people, if you have a strong infrastructure in place for when you're employing people and you have the right culture and all these other things in place, then you're not going to experience that anyway.
Do you engage in or are you involved in any slave labor?
This is a really meaty question, and the simple answer to that question is a big, resounding no. Now, we actually comply with the 8 conventions labelled as fundamental, covering subjects that are considered as fundamental principles and rights at work from the International Labour Organization, or ILO as it's known. Now, of the 8, the key areas of focus for us within our business are number 138, which is all employees being over the age of 15 years. Now, these are the ILO convention. Number 29 and 105, which is around the banning of forced labour operating within a business. The number 111, which is to provide equal opportunities for employees irrespective of their gender, ethnic group, religion, disability, sexual orientation, union membership, and political affliction. And finally, number 100, which is in relation to equal remuneration or wages based on national laws and regulations. Now, I have to say, honestly, aside from the fact that it's morally questionable to engage in slave labour, I honestly don't think from a business perspective and a moral perspective that it's sustainable in the outsourcing world or in any business for you to actually engage in it. Okay, that's it. If you'd like to find out more about how outsourcing can work within your business, you can call us anywhere within Australia on 1300 139 482. This is David Judge from Affordable Staff, showing Australian businesses how to achieve business efficiency through outsourcing.